I think I can quite safely say that this year has been monumentally crap, so I'm really looking forward to decorating my house with Christmas decorations. I've already started collecting everything that I needed over the summer that grew in my garden, things like the moss I needed to dry out on the stove, but today what I wanted to work on was the Advent wreath and then also the front door wreath. I've been meaning to do a front door wreath now since we moved into this house, which is now 3 Christmases ago. This is our 3rd Christmas in the house. I'd hoped to do it the first year we moved in, didn't happen. The second year it definitely couldn't happen, we had far too much on our plates. But this year I have finally got the house under control, the DIY projects under control, and the whole place isn't a building zone. So I went out, I collected the plants that I didn't already have. If you look around, there are so many different plants that you can use. The most obvious things are the ones with the berries. But don't forget to look at the things which are also green and either have a different texture or a different shade of green. Once you start to lay these things on top of each other, it looks absolutely beautiful. And this year I just want all of the colour. I was going to go for something which was a little bit more minimal and understated, and then I thought, you know what, no, let's just no more understated. This year's been awful. I want all the colour, all the texture, everything that I can cram into this wreath, I'm going to. Everything except gorse, because, ooh, I made the mistake of once trying to make a gorse wreath, and let me tell you, it is not fun. Don't do it, it's not worth it. But I am going to be using things like blackberry leaves, though do be careful with things that have berries. For one, a lot of the berries are poisonous, so be careful around young children. And if you're going to use things with berries, either check that they're not poisonous. Things like holly berries are very poisonous. You do not want them around pets or young children, or have it somewhere where it's going to be outside, like the front door, where my little ones don't go at all, so I don't have to worry about that. Another thing to look out for is not just the plants. Have a look at things like twigs which are covered in moss. You're going to find that a lot of things which are covered in moss are going to have these really beautiful shades, which are blue, which are yellow or orange. If you mix this in with everything else, it makes it a lot more interesting, because it's not just berries and flowers, there's also these interesting textures. I'm also going to be adding some of the fake cotton that I've made. I've already got a tutorial on this, so you can either find it by going on the channel or looking at the links in the description box. And the easiest way to weave this into the wreath is just to put a little, what's the word I'm looking for, safety pin on the back, and then clip that into the wreath so that it doesn't go anywhere. And after that, I just wanted to finish off with some eucalyptus from the garden, and then one of the plants that I used on the Advent wreath, which I haven't shown you yet, called Honesty. And this plant is beautiful. It has these amazing silver disc-like leaves. They can look very brown and grimy at first, but when you peel the outer 2 leaves, which hold the seeds inside, off, then you get the inside leaf, which is this beautiful silver, and just that combined with everything else just makes this beautiful contrast for all these different colours and textures. And then also, if you have some winter jasmine in your garden, that is a lovely plant that you'll see growing in an awful lot of places and looks beautiful with everything else. If you like my content and want to follow me on Patreon, that's where you can find my early content, extra content, and see the thought process behind things like my books, cover designs, videos and artwork. You can also find me on Instagram, but the best place to follow me and make sure that all my new content is sent directly to you is through my website and the mailing list. On the top right hand corner you put your name, the email you want your new content to be sent to, and that's it. You're done.